Hey, it's our Wiley. Victoria's market is booming right now. Multiple offers are back in full force. So if you're a buyer, good luck to you. Move fast and book that showing as soon as the home you like comes up and get ready to compete for the good ones. We'll dig into the latest stats in just a moment and see exactly what's selling and which segments are still lagging behind because there are some mixed signals in this market. The big question is, why are home prices going up again, and who exactly are all these buyers paying over asking price? Higher interest rates were supposed to cool down the market, but that just doesn't seem to have been the case, and we may be due for another interest rate hike. At least that's general consensus of what's going to happen in just a few days here on June 7th. So I have two theories on why the market is soaring. First, with higher interest rates and inflation, investors have passed on the cost of their property ownership to renters, and higher rents ultimately keep upward pressure on home prices. I'm working with many buyers who are paying maybe $4,000 or $5,000 a month in rent, and they don't mind overbidding and being aggressive to buy a home and get out of the situation they're in into a situation where they can start building equity and long-term home security. With Canada bringing in 1 million new immigrants last year and many more expected this year, the rental market won't be going down anytime soon. The second reason I think we're seeing a rise in prices is out-of-town buyers are flocking to Victoria. More importantly, out-of-town buyers from more expensive markets who can outcompete locals. For example, in the first quarter of this year, 2023, 70% of buyers were from Victoria, 20% were from elsewhere in BC, which leaves 10% from out of province. This number has been holding relatively steady for the past few years, even from 10 years ago, so it's nothing new to see these ratios, but we have a lot less homes for sale right now than 10 years ago, so it makes more of an impact right now. What's also interesting to note is that 10 years ago, only 5% of buyers were from Vancouver. Today, it's 10%. Back then, we had a lot of buyers from Alberta, which has never been a strong market as Victoria. So now those buyers are coming from stronger markets such as Toronto, Vancouver, and they're able to outcompete locals in a bigger way. For example, Vancouver buyers may be able to sell a condo or a townhome and purchase a detached home here for the same or a similar price. And that detached segment is the segment with the most competition right now. We only have so much data on who these out-of-town buyers are, but this is purely anecdotal, but I think most of them are retirees, and these are usually buyers who have good equity in the house that they've sold elsewhere in Canada. So again, these out-of-town buyers are very competitive, and they're not scared off by our home prices or paying over asking price. Right now, we have 2,200 active listings, so even a handful of qualified out-of-town buyers can really have a big impact on one segment of the market. For example, a nice townhome in Fairfield or James Bay, there's only 2 to 3 listed at any given time, and I guarantee we have at least 10 out-of-town buyers looking at those properties. The same goes for a detached home in Saanich, for example. If you look at a homes with suites under $1.2 million, which is a very hot segment. Right now on MLS, there's only 16 active listings. Half of them are probably have accepted offers already. So that leaves just 8 homes available. And we probably have way more than 8 out-of-town buyers looking at those properties. You can even look at waterfront listings over $3 million and see the same result, the same patterns. There's no end in sight for the demand, and out-of-town buyers are a big part of that demand because they're pure demand. Generally, locals will have sold a home when they're buying one, so it's sort of a one-to-one ratio there and a balanced equation, but the out-of-town buyers are purely here to buy. Let's take a look at the stats. There are just under 2,200 active listings right now, which is a bit more than this time last year. However, my take on what's out there is the amount of quality listings is very low. There are a lot of overpriced and undesirable homes inflating this number. Inventory is tight, and good homes sell very fast. In fact, our sales to list ratio right now is 57%. So more than half the homes listed get sold in just a matter of weeks. And we only had 1,356 new listings in May, which is down from 2022. It's not all bad news for buyers though. Most homes are still selling with conditions, in particular financing and inspections, which is good news for cautious buyers that it's not quite as crazy as 2021 and early 2022. But unless inventory picks up, we could be headed for an overheated summer. The presale market also seems very slow right now, and there's still little tolerance for overpricing a listing as well. So if a seller overprices something, it will sit on the market. Looking at the monthly prices, detached homes remain relatively flat, and condos and townhomes are showing quite a bit of growth. Year over year, detached homes are down now only 5.5% since this time last year. Thanks for watching. I want to hear your experiences and what you're seeing out there in this market. Whether you're a buyer or a seller or just watching the craziness on the sidelines, let me know your thoughts and predictions for what's to come in Victoria's real estate market. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.